Welcome back. My name's Dave, and this is McCarroll Siding, my N-scale layout. And today we're going to do a quick show and tell on a new product. New product to me. It's not a new product to some other modelers on the web, but to me it's new. It's called Ceramic Stucco, and Boomer Diorama used this to do the deck of his ferry that he's building on his layout. And I thought, oh geez, this might work for roadways better than I've been doing roadways. So I'm just going to demo this today for you. I'm going to show you on the right down here on the oops, no, I'll talk about that now. So what we're doing is we're revisiting the refinery petrochemical plant, and a viewer mentioned that he didn't think that a semi-truck could make the turn that I had on the road. So I went off and did some research, and I found this image on the web, and it shows a semi coming in to make a turn, entering here, going around, and then out this way. And so what I did is I took this and I blew it up to match the end scale width of the road and stuff, and I'm going to coat this with this concrete stucco material. So that's why we're doing this today, because I'm revisiting the refinery. So we'll just switch back to let's see. We're going to go back to one. Yes, we're going to go back to one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate this stuff. Now it's a really nice product. I've already tried it on a scrap, and it worked out really well. So I'm just going to show you how it works. Now it comes as a paste, and you just take it and spread it out. Now the spatula I'm using is a dollar store spatula, or pallet knife if you're more into the art terms for things. And I'm just going to take a little bit more, and I'm going to lay it down here like this. Put this over here, and I'm going to grab my other spatula. And you can put down a very thin coat, which is really nice. And of course, you could sand it to get rid of some of the ridges that are here. My drywalling skills are not that good. I'm not going for a very thick layer. I just try to get it. As you can see, it goes on really nice and smooth, easy. And because it's made by Liquitex, which means that you can mix it with it, and it says right on the container that you can mix it with any of the Liquitex paints. So what I'm going to do after this dries is I'm going to do a wet on wet treatment on it. There we go. See, you just need to you need to let it set a bit, and then you can really get it nice and fine. Right, so where do I put my rag? Here we go. Now the other thing I want to remind you about is when you open one of these pots, like this, it's going to get the product up here, and that's going to start to dry. So what I tend to do is I push all of that down, and sort of make a level playing field inside the container, and then I just wipe off the excess that's on my spatula, because you don't want to start pulling from the edge after it's dried, because you're going to get little bits and pieces that are going to show up, and it's going to make it very difficult to have a flat surface. So we're going to let this dry, and for now, and I'm going to come back later, and we'll do a we'll paint it with the wet on wet technique that the boomer diorama uses, and which now I'm convinced is the only way to paint some of these natural looking surfaces. So I want to thank you for watching. I know this wasn't long. It was more of almost a commercial for the Liquitex product, but I think we're going to let it set now, and we'll come back once it's dried, and we'll put some paint on it and see what it looks like. So for you, it's going to be just a few seconds. For me, it's going to be for however long it takes for this to dry. So I'll see you soon. We're back. So the product has dried, and we're now going to weather it, and I'm going to show you how I weather things. So we're going to switch to, let's go 7 and fade. There we go. So here it is, and I neglected to tell you that I'm using very, very thin cork, so thin that it almost disintegrates when you pick it up. So that's another story. Oh, excuse me, I don't know where that came from. So we're gonna paint this now. Here I have a series of paints that I use to paint roads, and I'm just going to quickly go through what they are. So I have a light gray Model Air, a dark sea gray, a white gray, a deep sea gray, concrete. This is a light gull gray. This is sand. This is interior green, and this is olive green. All right. So what do I do first? Well, I get some water. And this is wet into wet, is what is the technique that I'm using. So we'll just go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this brush, and I'm going to liberally coat this thing down with water. Got a smaller brush, and I'm going to start with, where are you? Where's concrete on this thing? Here it is. So give the bottle a little bit of a shake, and I'm going to just put some drops. You see what happened there? It spread out all by itself. So I'm going to take the brush and just assist it. And going all over the surface. Now this is the base color. And there are going to be multiple colors that happen next. None of them in any order. It is all a matter of just having done it many times and being willing to experiment. So now we have this concrete. It doesn't look like concrete, does it? It's kind of brown. So I'm going to take my dark sea gray and then shake the bottle up. I put little steel balls in these bottles so that now I'm just mixing them together. That was the dog upstairs. And I'm just going to let that blend together. I've got a little spritzer bottle here with water. Now let's see where we go from here. Now this is a very dark color. This is dark sea gray. Do the same thing again. Take the brush. Just mix it all together. Now if you want a smoother look, just take the big brush, the thicker brush, just run along inside. Okay. Now, where are you? I want sand or do I? Okay. And now, light gold. And you can see right away that they just start to feather out by themselves. You can also mix this paint by just, if it's not in your layout, you can toss it around like this, and it'll mix. But we're going to use the brush because I'm trying to simulate having to paint this on the layout itself, not. And then switch with some water. And you can see that it's now starting to show a different colors and different range of appearance on this surface. Now I do have some green, and I am going to use it just to give it just a hint. One drop. Look at that. Now we're just going to and now if it gets too wet or you want to change things, just find yourself a rag. Not this rag. Hold on. I'll try it with a sponge instead. Here's a sponge. You can always and there we are. A reasonably colored concrete road. So you can see it's not that difficult to do. You do just have to be crazy enough to try it. Well, I'm just going to grab a rag from back here. But it does work well. And you don't have to be very artistic, or you just have to be willing to just fling the paint on and try it. And it will give you a nice surface color. And again, like I say, put it on as loosely with as much water. Here's one I did earlier on a scrap I had. It's much darker, depending on what you want. I'm probably going to shoot for this on the lamp when I put the cork in place, and then I start painting there. So I want to thank you for watching today. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Thanks, and bye.